Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV Live. Yes, guys, we're here. It's Danny Glover from Fight Fan TV Live, and we're doing an Insta Live post shows for the weekend. We're going to talk about the boxer show. 1 second. Let's start inviting some peeps. Let's start inviting some peoples. Let's start inviting some peoples. Let's start inviting. I'm moving like Umar. So yeah, man, great show last night. What's your thoughts on it? We're gonna talk. We're gonna chop it up. Yeah, man, we're gonna chop it up, mate. We're gonna chop it up. Yeah, man, we're gonna chop it up. So I hope you're all having a good week, good weekend. Hope everyone's okay and everyone is blessed. Oh.
Bless you.
Wow. Yeah, thank you. Big up everyone inside already. Big up everybody. How's everyone doing? How you living? How you living, man? Let me know how you living. Big up everybody. We're gonna get busy. We're gonna get busy. Yes, shout out October Red in the building. Lord World. Owa Komayo. Lex Obem. Henry. J.O. 13th round. Big ups, everyone. You know, we had the big show last night at Selhurst Park. We had the Wasserman show on Channel 5. That was in, I think that was in Birmingham or Bolton, somewhere around that. Hold on a minute. This card, Javante Tank Davis versus Frank Martin. David Benavidez versus Alexander Vosnik. And on the zone in Puerto Rico, there was Sabril Mateus versus Liam Harrow. Shout out 13th and final round, sorry. Yo, October, I sent the request. Can you see it? Should have got it. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah, send it through. Request. Boom. Send it. It should come up on your thing. Yes, big up Dre Waters. Isn't able to join. Why is it you not able to join? All right, here we go. Send it again. What have they done? Big up Johnny Fisher.
What?
Bosh.
IG. I was trying to send you a request, and IG was going, nah.
Big up Elisoro. Well, we're here. It's Danny Glover. It's October Red. We're here
October Red
doing the Instagram live. Yeah, and me in the morning. I haven't even had much sleep. Big up Clifton. Wagwan, Uncle. Spencer.
Oh, is that Clifton Mitchell?
Yeah. Spencer Oliver as well.
Spencer Oliver, you
Big
need
up.
to jump on a live on YouTube with me later, man.
Yeah. So yes, happy Father's Day, everybody. Hope everyone's well, everyone's blessed, and yeah, happy Eid as well. You know what I mean? It's Sunday, Eid as well. This is the Eid that represents forgiveness. You know what I mean? So yeah, get your hair does look nice.
Thanks,
I saw it.
Clifton. I haven't watched it.
Yeah. So yeah, we're gonna get into this. We got to talk about last night. Selhurst Park, Crystal Palace home ground. We could talk about a couple of the undercards. We had a shock draw. First of all, when I got in to the venue, Dan Aziz versus Darius Sepp. Yeah, that was I don't know what happened there. I'm not sure what he's gonna do next. So yeah, we saw Isaac Chamberlain. He fought Jack Massey. Isaac was the favourite. Sislak was the tougher test on paper. People billed Jack Massey as an easier option and expected Isaac to win. Jack Massey, it's not a joke.
I didn't think Jack Massey was the easier option at all.
No,
I would have said Sislak. Yeah, Jack Massey's tough.
I thought Sislak was a harder job.
Nah, as soon as I seen Jack Massey coming, I was like, ooh, now that could be tricky because he comes to stand in the centre of the ring as well. Clifton bore off, man, but you can tell. You having a hair if we wash?
Yeah, Henry is even saying on paper.
Man, Henry, where is Henry? You know what? Henry Okolie is called. He's not called Henry the Eighth. He's called Henry the Eighth. The Hate.
Oh,
Henry the Hate. Where is he?
What shall we get him on?
Get him on, man. Get him on.
No, we gotta get you on. You got come on now, brother.
There we go. Henry the Hate.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Drop the hate.
Man like Henry, you know. Why are you declining?
He did not.
He declined.
He couldn't. Oh, so you're docking Henry?
Oh my God. I can't believe. But yeah, I see Henry last night with his boy.
Allow your breakfast. Breakfast can wait.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, we've got things to do. It's Father's Day.
Yeah, my breakfast is waiting, and you ain't even a father, Henry. You're Uncle Duty.
It does this all the time. He said he's going to jump on a live. Oh, I'm going to do this, you know. Oh, what, you active now? And then he just dipped. Like, stop talking.
Yeah. That's a mad thing. You got to come on. You can't be ducking, Henry. You can't be ducking. Remember, I've only come on because I heard you want to talk.
Yeah, well, IG's banned me. I can't even do a live.
Yeah, I was upstairs trying to get my Z in.
Yeah, and that too. I ain't even slept properly.
Yeah, look at my eye, them Night Rider thing. So yes, we got to talk about last night, man. We got to talk about last night. So yeah.
Yes, sir. What's going on?
Henry the Hate is here.
Come on, man, live in the flesh.
Yes. So so you're saying on paper you didn't think that
yeah, for sure on paper.
You thought Matthew was the easier job.
100%, especially with like the circumstances surrounding it, like what 4 or 5 week notice.
You
get what I'm saying? And yeah, 4 or 5 week notice. I see he's like in Poland as well. He's actually a unit. Like he was at Lawrence's fight. He's actually he's there. He's actually a unit. So that's definitely a tougher fight on paper. One without a shadow of a doubt.
Yeah.
But obviously Massey's a tough fight, but with the circumstances surrounding it, do you get what I'm saying? A lot of people should have favoured Chamberlain to win that fight.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I did, but I just thought Massey was going to be tough.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah, a couple of people had Massey. Don't get it twisted, you know. But yeah, that wasn't a shocking. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh my gosh, that wasn't a massive upset.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
A massive upset. We got to go back to Friday night when October Reds boy Steve Woodall.
How is that? If you know Steve, you know that in an upset.
I don't know him. I don't know him.
Nah, my man was next up. What's his Laron Richards
LeBron's
was next up.
been next up for ages,
Exactly.
but he's been
So
inactive.
exactly. So it's an upset. It's an upset.
Yeah,
For you
and
it
Steve
is.
Woodall, he's been beat a few times. I remember he got knocked out by Steve Rolls. He's been beat a few times. So yeah, Lerone, he beat Carlos Gongora. He was like next up. So that was a massive upset. Like for Lerone to
Yeah.
get licked down in the 6th round, I couldn't believe it.
I agree.
But yeah, so that
But
was
yeah,
great.
let's talk
let's
October,
get
man.
to the main event, because
How
this is
you
why
feeling,
people are here.
champ? How you feeling, champ?
Oh, you know what? I'm feeling. There's a lot of emotions. I'm gonna keep it 100. There's a
Big
lot
up
of
yourself, Adam. We got Adam in the building. But yeah,
Hello,
so keep going,
Adam.
October.
There's a lot
Yeah.
of emotions, but disappointment, I think, is the biggest one. Disappointment and frustration, I'd say, are the two biggest feelings right now. For me, I'm talking from me. Obviously, I don't care how you feel. I'm talking from my point of view.
I hear you. But to be fair, do you know what it is? It's like it was there for a minute. It was in his hands, and it just. But then someone made a very interesting point.
What?
Like, is he just a dangerous novice who's not? Because you have to remember, these guys have been about for so long, yeah? And this is his biggest fight to date. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, that's a problem in itself. Yes,
the power was undeniable.
Shut your ass.
Yeah. It's mad. It's mad. It's mad. And one thing I will say is, yeah.
You know what? You know what I said? I said I'm alive. I said I'm alive
with non-British coaches. I've had
Right.
enough. I'm sick of it.
My God, I was just talking about this on the
Peter
phone.
Fury said that last night. Peter Fury said
I'm
that
sick of it.
on IG, not on IG, on X last night. Peter Fury
I was
said
saying
the same thing.
I was just
100%.
saying this on the phone, that what it is British fighters have a habit of getting gassed by Spanish names. They think they're going to get the sauce and the spasms. All this Ishmael Salas, Angel Fernandez. They think these spicy names are going to do it. It doesn't work.
You need an old school, great British graft. You get me? Get in the gym, work.
Situation yesterday, it wasn't even about all that Spanish English. He just needed to kick up the back ass or the backside, and he wasn't giving him. He was like, I thought, when was he going to read him the right?
Fraser Clark was giving him better instructions than his trainer.
Yeah, exactly.
Fraser was going mad.
It
got to the point there, but Lawrence just had to say, Fraser, that's enough now.
Yeah, because Fraser was just blocking people's view. Even that brother Ben, he was shouting out good instructions. He ended up nearly getting broke up by Barry McGuigan.
Yeah, that was funny.
What? I beg you fill me in, because remember, I'm not seeing none of this.
It was going off at ringside. We were at ringside. It was going off.
Mad.
I knew it was going to go off.
No, Barry was moving mad.
Yeah, because Ben,
what happened?
is the Nigerian. Ain't he the Nigerian ambassador or something like that?
Yeah.
Oh, it was mad. It was going mad.
Him still. And then like the security's next to so I'm sat next to security telling Barry to sit like, he said, shut the fuck up, blah blah blah. Like,
he's like, shut your fucking mouth. I'll punch it inside your throat.
Bro, going mad. I was like, yeah, I hear it still. But that's what you need in your corner. Like, you see when we was in Poland, you see when we was in Poland with Joe Gallagher, he's moving difficult, but the right energy, like enemy territories, enemy lines. He's telling man to get up. This person's sitting there complaining about everything, whatever else. You see how the McGuigans were moving? Like, it's just a cohesion. Chris is there. He knows he's at battle with his team. Like, he's at a war with his team. Richard's there looking lost. He's in the ring.
I will
lost.
say that. I will say that.
Lost.
Yeah,
like
I will say that.
Headlights, like, oh, whoa. I'm boxing in a stadium, mate. Bro, switch on. In a world title fight in your home city, South London.
Yeah. I'll champion that. But he's training him at one time in the whole fight. Give him a slap or even raise his voice or anything through the one fight. And it's like, you need that to like kind of snap out from, because I could see the occasion kind of got to him.
Yeah, he froze.
Are you saying that it's the occasion?
He was in the same headlights.
It's like, Obviously Richard,
both.
that's
It's
that's
two
my
bears that
schoolmate,
got
innit?
caught in the same headlights.
I've grew up together with Richard, innit? So I'm not gonna say like he's never been like a scared
Yeah.
you, or he's never been a you that, you know, the occasion gets to you. And I've done things with him like that can't be mentioned on this live, you know what I mean?
Yeah, let's
So
not do
I'm not
that.
yeah, exactly. So I'm not gonna say he's one of them people, but it's your third world title shot. There's a lot on your shoulders. Everyone, not everyone. Where I was sitting, so I wasn't ringside like you guys, so I was in the stands. But where I was sitting, there's a lot of Chris Billam Smith fans. So I wouldn't say everyone was there for him, but the occasion was
built for him.
Was
It's at
built for
Selhurst
him.
Park.
And if he won that, he would have gone into another realm.
Listen,
another
you see, if he won that, how he's supposed to win.
Yeah.
He's the biggest star in the UK.
Yeah, that's
outside of the.
See, that's what I was telling. That's what I was telling. Because there, my missus and my son, and I was like to my missus, if he won that, he'd have went to the next level. He could even bring edge into AJ.
Catapult.
You know what I'm trying to say. But at the same time, I believe Angel Fernandez ain't the guy to lead Richard to where he needs to be, because it seemed like he was like a there in the headlights as well.
Bro,
the occasion got to him.
You're better than this, bro. What the hell does that mean?
Even
Chris is beating him to the jab.
Yeah,
every
you
time.
You lot were there, and you lot were there. But I was listening to the corners when they were broadcasting the corners, and I can't remember what round. It might have been round 10. And he's like, "You got to knock him out. You cannot go out there and try to obviously win this on points. You've got to stop him. Wake up! Like, what are you doing?" I don't know, like the early plans or what he was saying earlier, but that's when I heard him start to read in like the riot act and say, "Yo, you got to fix up. What are you doing?"
It was a bit too late.
Well, Richard won the 8th round. Richard won the 9th round.
TBU Twin said Richard didn't freeze. You lot gassed about him knocking over shot fighters or journeymen. He can be outworked and outboxed. And calm down, man.
Calm down.
No, but then.
Richard didn't freeze. You lot gassed him about knocking over shot fighters.
I'm not saying like he throws 100%, but that's not the Richard. From the improvements I've seen.
How many men have you knocked out?
I told him, but calm down. Calm down.
Hold on.
Put the gun down, October. October, put the gun down.
Komoyo said, "No, don't blame coaches. If you can't cut it, it don't matter where your coach is from."
You need the coach.
But obviously,
you do need the coach.
Ethnicity and all that is true. That shouldn't play a part. But I was more talking about instructions and whatnot, because even in the beginning, he started popping his jab. He needs to continue that. I don't know why he went away.
Then what are you following up from that with? It's lovely popping the jab, but then what are you going to follow it on with? Because Chris Billam Smith started to get used to that, started to slip under it, and was able to throw his own shots. So you've got to think, okay, if I'm popping the jab, somebody's going to counter me back with a jab. What am I going to do next? And that's what I didn't see. I didn't see any next. I didn't see any plan B.
It's also like real life experience goes a long way. Like Chris has been on a massive run of form. You see what I've talked about a lot of fighters, they all want to have the Anthony Yard career, whereas like they're in the gym full time, training, grafting, looking great, blah blah blah. They showcase their skills against a no-hoper, then they just get that world title shot, and then, do you know what I'm saying, go back to doing the same thing. But not everyone can have that career. Like realistically, Richard should have been fighting B level,
tougher opponents.
Like you can't just be knocking out guys who haven't fought in years and doing this, that, and the third. Like you can't just be a
Who's got the
resumes?
Favorite. Who's got the resumes of the cruiserweights? Let me just jump onto boxer. Carry on. I'm just going to jump onto boxer.
Riakporhe, the last couple people fought, barring my Nigerian uncle. Is it Dollar? What's his name? I forgot his name now.
Oh, you're a dollar.
Yeah, him. Okay, that was a bad fight. Like, because I thought that was like too easy for him.
Yeah,
the Italian, that was a good opponent. I forgot the Italian's name. That was a good opponent.
That's not a good opponent. No, it's not a good opponent.
That was
no, it's not. Listen, for the level that he's meant to be boxing at, let's have it right, Chris Billam Smith is boxing to his maximum, Richard, like realistically, Richard's got a much higher ceiling than Chris Billam Smith. but Chris Billam Smith is boxing at his maximum. Like, the reality of it is Richard shouldn't even have lost to Chris Billam Smith. And in my opinion, it was a shutout loss as well. It wasn't even competitive.
Yeah, it was.
It was a shutout loss. And it's like, I'm looking at Richard thinking, what was your plan here? Was your plan to just nail him on the chin? Like, did you actually come here to win a fight, or just this power that you've got that is like another grown man who's fighting for his family is just gonna accept? Like, do you get what I'm saying? It's like, bro, you really had to take that from him. Like, there's no, like, this wasn't a gift. Cool, a lot of things may have been in your favor, but this is not a fairy tale. No one's here to just gift you a world title shot in Selhurst Park in your homecoming stuff. No, this is real life. You really gotta mean it, be in there, take it, like, because it was in his hands. Like, do you get what I'm saying? And he's beat Chris before.
Yeah, but
like, it's not like.
But this is it though. He's beat Chris before 5 years ago. I've been saying all week that this is a serious fight. I've been saying that you can't just think this is going to be a walkover. I've been saying that. Do you know what I mean? But all I saw was him literally throw one shot and then just go inside.
He's very
like, just sit inside with his guard up, and I'm like, it was just like there was just nothing.
But if you watch Richard, because I watch Richard, and as you said, October, the power is undeniable. So, like, it's facts.
I'm not a scouser, you know. You man need to piss off with it. But you know what? I need to take it. You know what?
But
I need to take it.
You knew it was coming. You knew it was coming.
One thing I will say, because I remember, like, he was boxing Dion Juma, and I was there. I messaged Lawrence and I said, you know what? The power's real. I watched it live. I said, right, man. But rounds just go past him. It just goes by him because he hits so hard. And he just gets lost in that. Like, but don't get twisted. Like, but then it's like, bro, you still got to win these rounds. Like, you still like,
you got to win the round.
Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, even from his ring, like, everything about it, it's like, bro, this isn't a gift. Like, it's in your favor. Like, I'm just looking at him thinking, bro, do you even want to be a world champion? Like, it's not the end of the world if you're not, but it's like, bro, it's like, you get what I'm saying? Like, Chris is getting under, he's holding you, he's complaining to the ref. You're having it. You're just accepting it. Like, do you not know he's holding you? And then everyone's screaming. Like, but it's like, bro, Richard, use your head. Like, the man is holding you, and you're letting him blame you, but you're just there like, okay, ref, blah blah blah. You go back to your corner. Like, no one in your corner is like, everything that Richard done. McGuigan's on. Josh Pritchard on them.
The game
Angel Fernandez and that. It's like
the game plan.
Bro, that's even Angel and that. Like, they just wanna.
That's experience though. They haven't been at that stage before. It's all experience.
Facts.
It's like they all went into it. They all went in it together, like, without no experience. The whole team. So it's like, where was the experience in the corner? Can anyone tell me?
Being inexperienced isn't the end of the world, because obviously you're gonna need your shot in it. Ben Davison had his shot with Tyson Fury, but it's like, what have you not been doing in training? What have you not been doing in sparring? It's like there was no belief or cohesion.
No, but when Ben Davison, he's usually got like an older stablemate in his corner. You need these kind of things. Like, I think he usually has.
It looked like Riakporhe found my man on the street and said, "Hey mate, I've got a fight later. Would you mind?"
Stop that, man. The disrespect. Can you get clipped in it?
It only allows a maximum of 4.
That's not like it's like there was no cohesion, there was no belief in each other, there was no trust in each other. There was nothing. I'm looking at Riakporhe, like, my man's alone in that ring. Chris is looking at his corner. Everyone's giving it some. Like, everyone's gearing them up. Keep going. Blah blah blah. Like, bro, like, both of them are flagging. But it's like Shane, Chris is coming to the corner. Shane's gearing him up. Blah blah blah. When Riakporhe's in the corner, like, he's getting held. And it's like, all right, he's focused on the fight. Angel, talk up. Your fight is getting held, but their mind games and the ref into thinking that he's the one doing the holding. It's like, bro, like, this was all of your shots. It's not just, it wasn't just Richard's shot, it was his shot. Like, this was all of their shots. Exactly. Fraser's there going mad. Do you know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
It's like, bro,
get Clifton. I need to see what
Clifton. We're gonna get. Hold on. We're gonna get you guys in. Yeah, I see Clifton, I see Xavier. So we are going to get you guys on. Obviously, Instagram for some, it's always been, it only allows a maximum of
Okay.
4. So bear with us. We will get you guys on. But one thing I will say about what I've noticed with Chris, what it was, he was able to use this dirty boxing tactic where
Mm.
he would get his work off, nullify Richie Riakporhe by getting in close. Because you see with punchers,
Yeah.
they need, like your brother, Henry, they need full extension.
And then
If
Exactly.
they can't
guess
get
what,
full
though? Guess what?
extension,
Guess what to what you're saying? And do you know what Joe was working on with Lawrence? Moving your feet to keep the range.
mm,
Do you get what I'm saying? And what Riakporhe should have learned as a 6'5" puncher from watching Lawrence, like you don't have to only learn from your own mistakes. You learn from other
Yeah.
people's
watching
mistakes.
Yeah,
Lawrence.
100.
You learn from other
Yeah,
people's
that's
mistakes.
true.
What success did Chris have against Lawrence? Or did you just think you're some superior boxer and Chris
boxer,
can't get that
yeah.
work off on me? No.
Mm.
You learn, you watch tape. Angel Fernandez should be like, you see on the morning
That's
of
what I'm saying. There was
Lawrence's
no
fight,
game plan.
you see on the morning of Lawrence's fight, was
Big
sat
up,
at
yeah.
the breakfast table and Joe Gallagher is breaking down everything my man's doing. What he does well, what he does bad, blah, blah, blah. No stones left unturned. Angel Fernandez should have watched a 6'5" guy fighting against Chris. Chris getting on his chest. Chris doing this. Chris
I would
lunging
say
him with...
that I would say that he has done that.
No, but what Chris was doing as well.
We got some insider insider camp information. And he's saying he was doing that. He was doing that.
There was,
He was watching. Something.
yeah, they do study fighters.
Okay.
Angel is like that. Like I said, I just
Maybe there's
don't
too much
know.
studying then and like not
No,
enough
well,
application.
this is what I'm
Henry,
saying. You
Henry,
can
need
go.
to stop it.
Yeah, Henry, look, you're going from one level to the next now. I understand that. I understand that. I'm going to have to take some rinsing on here, but you're taking a mick now.
I
Oh,
wanted
you didn't study.
to
Oh, you
Richard
studied
to
too
win.
much. Stop it,
I
man.
wanted Richard to
Nah.
win. I'm at
you
ringside.
didn't.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Stop it.
Riakporhe.
That man. Stop
No, you
it.
didn't, Henry. I saw
Stop
you and your
it.
brother gleeing at
No.
ringside. I saw you
Okay,
Lawrence,
gleeing.
well,
this
listen,
is. I'm glad you.
listen,
I was
no,
2 rows
stop.
behind you,
I'm
Henry. I
glad
saw everything. You and your
Okay.
brother. You even walked up to your brother
Bring
at
up
like
the
round
receipts.
12, and you lot were like, with Fraser. I saw you, man.
Cool, no.
You lot.
All right, stop. This was my position, yeah? Because, like, all jokes aside, Riakporhe's good people. I like him. Chris, he's okay, and I nothing him, yeah? Our thing was...
Henry the Eighth.
If-
The hate.
Facts, biggest. Our
Henry
thing was, yeah,
the
if
hate.
Riakporhe
comment
wins,
on it.
it's better for the boxing economics in our world. Yeah, if
Okay, in the
Riakporhe's going to
culture.
move up, whatever, fight Lawrence, blah, blah, blah. But knowing him, we just felt, you know what, this guy might win and just stay at cruiserweight and just, like, you just don't know what he's going to do. It's like, I'm sure AJ would have preferred Fury to win if he could guarantee he's going to fight Fury next. But if he's not, it's like, bruv, also, you might as well grab that undisputed. Like, that's the feeling. It's like, all right, cool, what are you going to do next, Riakporhe, if you win? Are you going to, do you know what I mean? And then have a real dust up, East v South, whatever. But if not, and then, yeah, and also don't ever forget that Lawrence also likes Chris and that as well. Do you get what I'm saying? So like that was a former.
But what about you though? Forget what Lawrence is saying. We came
Me,
up with your saying.
personally, of course I prefer. Come on, like Rich is a man from the ends. He's Nigerian. Like they're like I need like. Of course, Richard should win. I wanted Richard to win, and I just looked at him. I said, "What the hell are you doing? Like this is not. You've not been asked to build a spaceship or do something outside of your capability. You're doing something that you should be able to do. Something you've already done." And on that stage, it's your time. Go get it. Go get it. Hear the words and the new Crystal Palace, South London. Become a star. You win that, you're the guy, and rightfully so. But instead, like I don't know, like doing interviews with like October Red, looking sexy and all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
What the fuck?
You get me? As long as
with me,
like,
you lot are taking a piss.
real talk.
What the fuck? You know what? You know what?
Bring me our camp next time. You might need
Bring-
to stay our
hey,
camp next time.
You
Trust me.
know what's mad? You know what's mad? You lot need to shut the fuck up because this time I weren't even in the camp. I was barred from the camp this time. No,
You know what I mean? Like,
Big up Johnny Nelson. Hold on.
Maybe if man shut the fuck up, man. Because maybe if I was in the fucking camp, it might
nah,
have
man,
been
instead of
so.
to be focusing
Fuck off, man.
on his footwork, maintaining distance, whatever, he's there this top off looking good for October. It's not making
Oh
sense.
my
It's not like,
days.
it's not like,
Don't you dare.
trust me. Hey, real talk
Man,
there.
fling this geezer out of here, man. He's
Big up
Alright.
Johnny Nelson. Big up Johnny
Man.
Nelson.
One Johnny Nelson, because Johnny Nelson never wanted Richard to win either.
What?
Oh,
What's he doing?
Johnny, really?
John. Yeah.
Johnny, really?
Come
Are
on,
you doing?
no. Listen, Johnny Nelson has always been a massive fan of Okolie.
What?
Correct me. Yes, he has.
Is he in there?
Nah, man. Johnny's probably
Yes.
picked everyone to beat Lawrence, I'd say.
He didn't.
From
He was happy
Chamberlain.
when Lawrence.
Yeah.
He was happy.
Of
No,
course
he was
he's gonna
happy
be
when
happy
Lawrence
for
come
Lawrence.
over.
Why would he won't be unhappy for Lawrence, would he? But if you go off his picks, because Johnny calls it how he sees it, innit? And he's incorrect more times when it comes to Lawrence. But
Is he?
yeah, 100. He calls that most. I'll say the Chamberlain fight. He had Chamberlain. He called that.
No, he
Chris
likes
Billam.
Chamberlain. No, he has got a
Of
soft spot
course.
for Chamberlain. I've
So
noticed.
that's what I'm saying. Calls it how he sees it, which is more time he's incorrect and whatever else. But do you know what it is? It's just disappointing because it's just I looked at Richard like, bro, I'm there. Like I'm thinking, like, bro, like what's going on? Like, I looked at all of them and I just said to myself, bro, Fraser, get the hell away from that gym. Get away from these guys, bro. That 100%, bro. Listen, yeah.
Henry's on the
The reality
fullest of hate
It
this
is,
morning.
yeah. Listen, it's just my opinion. I'm in the court like
Henry the hate, man.
I'll be honest with you, yeah.
Change your name to Henry the hate.
Come on.
This is like this is.
But you know
I
what?
called-
I like it though.
I
'Cause it's
called
just
for
devious.
Riakporhe to win.
Yeah,
I genuinely felt like
You called for Riakporhe to win, but for the wrong reasons, and you know it.
What do you mean the wrong reason? I don't like.
No,
Yeah,
it's like you've got two ops going at it, yeah. But
Okay,
you
I
hate
hear
one
you.
op more.
He's not like nah, man.
This is what I'm talking about. That's what you're on. You know you're on that. You
Oh,
wanted
yeah,
you want
yeah,
you wanted him to win. You wanted him to win because you don't like the other one more. But if you deep it really, you don't care. Come on,
Do you know what?
keep it real.
Good fight.
Keep
I think
it real.
Chamberlain Riakporhe
See,
was a good fight.
my man's just changing the subject.
I think that's a good fight.
Well, I don't think
Riakporhe Chamberlain.
Yeah, come back.
Riakporhe Thompson.
Nah, man. See, you look again. So I'm saying you lot encourage that. Thompson's a novice. Like, what is Riakporhe going to gain from that fight?
Thompson's a novice.
No,
but he can box.
He can bang. He can box. He's very good.
Thompson can box.
He can punch. He can box. He's very good. But again, the fight
Don't let
doesn't.
that upper tire fight make you think Thompson ain't like he's proper dead. That was
No,
a big
I rate
Thank you.
Thompson. I rate
Well, there you
Thompson.
go.
But what I'm saying is,
keep him included anyway.
but what I'm saying is, he's not boxed at. Riakporhe just had a he's not boxed at that level
He has
for long enough, consistently. No, but consistently. So it's like,
neither is Richard.
which is a problem. Which is a problem.
I think that's the reason why they make a good fight.
Look, you've got TB Twin saying Thompson beats Richard easy. Did Richard move to your girl side? What's going on?
Yeah.
I love it, you know. I love it.
Shout out to boy Pirate.
I love it.
Yeah, no, Richard, he's tall, dark, and handsome. So something might happen. TV got something. He's got a problem.
That might be the problem. During camp, he probably just gets a look at himself in the mirror and just stops what he's meant to be doing, just freeing himself.
Is that why you don't like him?
October stood there. Hey.
You know it's barbershop on this live. This is pure. It's barbershop on this live this morning. No holds barred. I don't care.
Back myself.
Let's go.
I've bought things around 8, not like that.
There you go.
Alright, cool. You're right. Let's stick to the facts. Yeah,
you know
let's
what?
stick to the
man,
facts.
spill the beans, man. There's no one.
No, let's hear it.
Spill the beans. What things are these?
Alright,
Hold on, let's hear the story.
And are they all single, Henry?
No, not Richard. I haven't bought things around Richard. Nah, I'm not saying him.
I see how you're moving. Don't watch that. It's cool, man. Let it speak for itself.
No, man, I'm not. I didn't say him, but yeah.
It's cool.
Why does someone talk about Madonna? What is that?
Well, nah,
keep
but
Madonna and October out of the gym. He's got to focus. I don't understand.
No, obviously there's them.
Who do you think's going to be the worst influence out of me and Madonna? Come on.
saying keep Madonna and October out of the gym. He's got to focus. Like, this is mental. This is mental. Pirate is talking about Madonna. This is mad. And then you got TBE Twin going in again. Do you know what? This is. I think he's got an agenda. TBE Twin.
Yeah. Something's happened to him.
You know what? Yeah, but leave. It's good though, because at the end of the day, everyone's got an opinion in it, and that's.
No, I think his girl has put Richard up as a Man Crush Monday or something.
Man Crush Monday. I'll remember that. I might do that. Ruin a few relationships. I'm in that mood. I might start tomorrow. Start doing that on IG just for jokes.
But yeah,
I feel like it.
If I was to advise Riakporhe, his comeback fight, you don't need a comeback fight. Like, fight again at a good level and go again. Like that's the.
Who would you say? Then? Who's give me like
Chamberlain.
three opponents.
Chamberlain.
I don't think they'll fight. They're brethren.
Cool.
They're not.
Chamberlain.
No, they're not brethren.
Yes, they are.
I thought they are.
Nah.
They are
Richard's offered Isaac before, and Isaac turned it down.
Richard's a savage, That's the point. Like Richard's.
They are. Richard will probably take the fight anyway.
No, they're not brethren like that though. Like I know that. Okay. Remember, they both used to box in the Lynn together.
Yeah.
Like, so I was there, so I know they're not brethren like that. We're former gymnasium colleagues, but they're not brethren like that.
But I'm not a fan of fighters who get to a certain level dropping down 10 levels because you took an L. It's just weird and it's counterproductive. Stay there. Stay here. You know what I'm saying?
Who could he fight? The Thompson fight, would you say that's the same level as he going down, would you say?
Yeah, I'll say that's too far down and it's not a disrespect to Thompson, but Thompson hasn't competed consistently at even British level, let alone world level. You just had a world title fight.
You were saying Blacks is not fighting, but he was trying to do the Anthony Yard route. So, like, what opponents have you fought that's world level?
But he's at least he had a run when he was with Mark Tibbs. No, when he was with Mark Tibbs, he was on a stupid run.
Yeah.
What's his name? What's his Irish guy called again?
Tommy
McCarthy. Tommy McCarthy. Stopped
Jack
him.
Massey.
Sam Hyde, Jack Massey, Chris Billam.
Sam Hyde, he brought that from the
exactly.
He was
come back from behind to get a knockout. Jack Massey, who just won a European title. Chris Billam-Smith, who's now a world champion. Tommy he was on a run with Martin.
Yeah, but these names you're saying, it's not like mad.
Yeah, but who was his manager then?
At that time,
who was his manager then? Who was his manager then? Dillian White.
Yeah, at that time, Richard was leading the pack in terms of resume. Resume wins, Henry. At that time. At that time, what was Lawrence's resume? At that time,
Matty Askin, Isaac Chamberlain, Luke Watkins,
Waddy Camacho.
Yeah, that trumps on at that time.
It's kind of the same, man.
Oh, it's not the same. In hindsight, we could say that, but at the time, 100 at the time. Yeah, Lawrence was leading the pack.
No, but Chris Billam-Smith trumps all that.
At that time, no, it didn't. Chris Billam-Smith was 8-0 when he boxed him, so no, it doesn't. At that time,
and so was Isaac. So was Isaac 8-0.
All right, cool, but that was for a vacant title. Lawrence actually beat the. And Chris
Billam-Smith beat Isaac. So really, when you look at it,
this is hindsight. We're talking about at the time.
Okay, yeah.
Do you get it? So
big up Waddy Camacho. He's in there. Yeah, buddy.
That's like Waddy Camacho, man, real one. But Waddy would tell you Lawrence's resume at that time. Like Waddy would know at that time, the British cruiserweight scene, Matty Askin, Luke Watkins, Waddy, all of these guys were actual established fighters, whereas Riakporhe was beating other prospects who hadn't yet done anything, which they have done something now, like Jack Massey being European and...
the wins have aged better.
Yeah, exactly. But at the time, these were established fighters.
Yeah. I'll get you.
That's the run that he was on. Then all of a sudden, he goes to Angel Fernandez, just slowing him down, all the way down. Like, slowing him all the way down.
I think it was even when he changed to boxer as well. After that,
but he had a long layoff though. He had a long layoff.
That's fine.
2 years, isn't it?
Bro, listen. Oh my god.
No, I'm just saying what it is, isn't it?
It doesn't matter, man, because it's like, bro, then you get in the ring. Then you get in the ring. You get in the ring and you do that because it's like the level difference is mental. You just can't you can't go from someone, yeah, who's just turning up to get paid, to someone who's got a team watching your tapes, devising a game plan just to beat you round by round, how round 1 to 4 is gonna go, how round 4 to 8 is gonna go, how round 8 to 12 is gonna go. Then you've got Barry doing, like, you can't, like, the mindsets of the camp. Then you've got actual people inspiring that emulate you, that are as tall as you, that punch as hard as you. Like, everything surrounding it is just to beat you, yeah? You can't go from that to boxing someone, like, who hasn't boxed for however long, hasn't boxed since he's boxed you, whatever else, to just jump to that. It doesn't make sense. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, you're not helping yourself. Give yourself the best chance to actually win. Like, compete at that level. You lost, come back, stay at that level. If you've got aspirations, because there's other easier world champions. What's my man called? Ramirez.
Chris is going for him next.
Yeah. I didn't hear Riakporhe's name come out of no one's mouth yesterday.
Yeah, no one wants smoke of him.
Yeah, but Chris wants the Vegas gig, innit? He wants the Vegas gig.
The issue with Jai is he's a hard fight for a lot of these guys with, like, nothing to it. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just you just know you're gonna be in for a tough fight for 12 rounds. And
Not even be 12 rounds.
but I think Jai's been inflated a bit too much, if you ask me.
Oh, you think he's not that good?
I didn't say he's not that good.
No,
From the eye test,
this is a difference. This is a difference. We're not saying that he's not that good, but we're saying that he's beatable.
Oh, okay.
That's the difference. People have these fighters up like they're not even human. But what I'm with you on that one, Henry.
yeah, man, because it's like,
agree
I
on
thought the
something.
Bradis win was very good, but that's not Bradis in his prime. And you see the first Bradis fight, Bradis was following Jake Paul around the world and tattooed himself, sending diss track. His mind's not there, is it? And then he just goes to Australia or New Zealand, wherever he fought him, and lost. And whilst losing, broke his jaw, being 38 years old, however old. Do you get what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah. And then Jai had a good run of Jordan Thompson, I forgot the other guy. Ellis Zorro, whatever else, building confidence, feeling himself as just this ferocious puncher. Everyone's got him as the #1 cruiserweight, etc., etc. Then he rematches Bradis, who ain't fought for how long?
2 years.
Exactly, that's my point. Jai's good, but let's see Jai against another fighter in their prime. Do you get what I'm saying? At his level. Because Ellis Zorro, he had to relinquish the belt to fight him. He got fed to the wolves.
Yeah.
Thompson. They just sent Jordan Thompson and they're saying, all right, you hit hard. Let's see if you're able to land.
Yeah, no,
okay.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Opponent.
Okay, but Jai, all right, but Jai, fighters in their prime was offered the Jai fight, and he didn't take the fight.
Richard was offered the Jai fight, but obviously, if you're Richard, you fight Chris. If you want to win a world title on your first stab, you go for Chris Billam Smith.
Well, which is exactly what Chris Billam Smith is going to do now. He's going to go for Ramirez rather than go for Jai. So if we can stay silent about one of them doing it, we can stay silent about all of them doing it, because at the end of the day, they're going to try and maximize their position. So can you really hate on people for making strategic decisions to try and get as much money as they can before their time's up? Arguably, if you took me back 12 months ago, I would have went, docking, this, that, and the other. But it's strategy. Them man want to make as much money as they can.
It's good that you can think so rationally and clearly when it comes to...
No, I've been saying that though. But the thing is, but I have been saying that. Like I said, if you asked me this a year ago, I would have said that's a dock.
Blah, blah, blah. I agree. Riakporhe on your first world title shot, coming off the back of his performances and the run he's on versus the run you're on, it doesn't make sense. But Chris is a known entity. You already beat him. That's it. I'm going to
throw a spanner in the works now. One of the people that have been getting a lot of criticism over the matchmaking or the strategy of the fighters is Ben Shalom. However, there's a couple of times now when you could say that maybe Ben Shalom's strategy, it might have been a bit messy the way he's done it, but it's for the best of his fighters. Because sometimes fighters need saving from themselves. Now, you know me, I'm not a cheerleader for Ben Shalom, because I'm not. I'll just say what I think. However, looking at things, I can see possibly why he's done what he's done. It just kind of like makes it a mess. But
Yeah,
he does have a
very
strategy.
he's very clumsy with how he does it. But I agree. Like I agree. He's very clumsy with how he takes care of stuff. But you're right. It doesn't make sense because it's like it's a lot of good decisions, but it just looks
messy.
Weird.
Yeah,
how he does it just looks wrong. It just looks weird, man. But yeah, man. Shout out, Rels just joined. But
Boxing Corner Casual, shout out as well.
yeah, but
Johnny
yeah,
Gartman.
all in all, if my assessment, Richard, stay at this level. You don't need a comeback fight. You don't need to get your confidence back. You don't just stay at this level.
But there's not a lot of fighters at this level.
I was about to say, who are the fighters then? I'm
There's not a lot of fighters.
Jack Massey,
Chamberlain, Ulamarian.
Yeah. You're talking about rematches.
Ulamarian.
Yeah, whatever the case is, just stay at the level, innit? Like, because it's like there's no like it's like.
I wouldn't mind seeing him in against Masternak, if I'm honest. That's the only one that sticks out to me because Masternak is a pure boxer, and that will be a good solid test because he can box, and Richard needs that because basically Masternak did to Chris Billam Smith what Chris Billam Smith did in a different version to Richard Riakporhe. Masternak was outboxing Chris Billam Smith in practically every round, only because the rib thing why he stopped. But you're talking about staying at that level. You have to put him in with opponents that are going to push him. And Masternak, to me, is perfect for that because he's a pure boxer.
How old is Richard?
He's 34.
Yeah, so that's my point. It's like, what's that? It's like, obviously, he's looked after himself very well. So I'm not going to put a time limit on his career, but there's not like.
There is a time limit though, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, just stay at this level, stay at this earning. Yeah, it's like that's what I would say, and I'd say the same to Chamberlain as well. Stay at
Ulamarian, there's a Ulamarian fight, which is good. Breedis as well.
Wait. What's this guy called? Glanton. This American guy.
Brandon Glanton. Yeah, I interviewed him. Yeah, the bulletproof.
Yeah, he just beat
Brandon Glanton. I interviewed him. He's from Atlanta. He just beat the guy in Poland for the number 2 spot.
Yeah, he just beat him, and he's coming off the back of losses. But to journeyman, but people not at world level. He's just now got himself as the mandatory for the WBA.
Right.
That's what happens when you stay at this level. It's rock, paper, scissors. It's like, just because you lost, you don't have to rebuild your career at 34. It's ludicrous. Stay at this level, keep fighting. Chamberlain as well, come back, have another fight at this level, fight Chevron Clark. Fight Chevron Clark. That's a good fight for him, I'd say.
Hey, what, Chevron Clark? Oh, yeah, he's a cruiser. Yeah,
I'd rather see.
You know what it is? When you lose to Chevron Clark, then it's just.
Yeah, I'd rather see Chev versus
Vidal
Riley.
I've been saying that from the get-go.
I'm saying Vidal is
from the big.
In my opinion, Vidal's the best out of that new crop. Yeah, Vidal's the best out of that new crop, man. In my opinion,
I like Vidal.
Yeah, I think.
Good boxer.
Yeah, man. Stay at that level. We needed Boatsy Yards to really make that a proper show at the top of the pops. That was needed. Boatsy was at the fight yesterday.
What?
Yeah, see him big up.
What's he saying?
Not Boatsy, gives away nothing. Like, no,
he won't give it away nothing. He was just he's proper. He's a proper man of the cloth, you know. He's proper like a good guy, good clean-hearted guy.
He's a politician.
Good clean-hearted guy. What's his name? Hot Shot. Dwayne Sinclair. He was on animation though.
Hot Shot's my guy. I'm a fan of that trolling stuff.
What?
I love the trolling.
To be fair, you two are similar.
Yeah.
No, I think he's so funny. Like,
yeah, you two are similar.
He edits stuff. Like, you see, if you give me his editorial skills, it's mad. Like, it's mad. Like, he's sat down, going crazy. Like, and he's just being ignored. That's what I find even funnier.
What do you mean?
It's like,
like with the stuff that he's doing on the gram. I thought you meant yesterday at the fight.
Oh yeah, no. I see him yesterday. Boatsy as well. That was originally meant to, because even that, why are you doing it at the Palace Stadium? Do it at O2. Do it at
The
Yeah,
odds.
Kerry's just said, Boazzi said yesterday his fight is being announced this week. Did he say with
Okay.
who, Kerry? Kerry's a proper hardcore boxing fan and
What
turns
is
up
it?
to
It ain't
practically
against Yard,
everything.
is it?
You
Oh,
know.
Kerry. Oh, big ups, Kerry. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I know her. Guard your
Yeah.
grill boxing, big ups, no holds
I
barred
know
boxing.
Kerry.
I wonder who's. Oh, he didn't say who. Well, yeah, fair enough. Being
They should
announced
know.
next week.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Interesting. Who do you think it's going to be? Hutchinson or Yard?
Big
Willie.
Hutchinson, innit?
You think it's be a quick turnaround with Hutchinson already?
Yeah,
Why?
Willie.
Why not?
Saudi.
Yeah.
September,
Oh,
October.
yeah.
Might be on the Bivol
AJ
Beterbiev
card.
undercard. AJ card or
Yeah.
Beterbiev undercard, one of the two.
October. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like Willie Hutchinson versus Boazzi. I like that a lot.
Good
Yeah,
fight.
they've sparred quite a few times. Yeah,
It's a good
I've heard
fight,
about
but that's
it.
not what we want, man. We want Boazzi yards.
Yeah,
Like,
but
Yeah,
we,
Boazzi
but
Yard,
yeah, but
man.
what are you going to do? Put your career on pause because you're waiting for that one fight?
No.
Well,
Why isn't
Boazi's
that fight
getting
been made
older as well.
already?
I'm not into that. Just get on with it, man. Get active, get fighting.
I
and
hear
then
you.
if
I
the
agree.
fight
I
happens,
agree.
it
I
happens,
agree. I
innit?
agree. I
Just
agree. I
it's
agree.
getting boring
Yeah.
now.
I agree, but I feel like Boazzi doesn't have anything left to do domestically other than
No,
that
but
fight. Other than that, it needs to be world. Like, it needs to be on the world level. Like,
yeah, but
world
remember,
stage.
Beterbiev and Bivol are fighting in October the 12th. That means
Yeah.
nobody's getting a world title shot this year.
So after that,
Last time Boazzi
Good fight.
fought was basically the end of January, start of Feb 3rd. So what? By the time he gets a shot, he'll be out of the ring a year, going in against Bivol
madness,
or Beterbiev. You need to
madness.
fight this year
That's
again.
the
Like,
one.
so he has to just
Stay
fight someone.
active.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you.
So
I
he's
agree, man.
been put in
I
a
agree,
hard.
but
He's
I've
been
been
put in a
saying Boazzi's
predicament.
the truth, man, from the start. What's your thoughts on Ben Whitaker?
I like him.
Yeah, I like him. Good fight.
I like the way that he walked his opponent back to the corner when he weren't doing so good.
And he headbutted
I like his
him.
cheeky. I like it. I like his
He's
cheekiness.
so
I like it.
entertaining.
He's a good guy as
No.
well. I rate him highly. I want him to go all the way.
Mhm.
I want him to be true to himself and stay
And I'm
rattling
glad
cages.
and I'm glad that he got the rounds in. Everyone was. I mean, listen. It'd be lovely to get that highlight reel knockout. However, he's upped his rounds. He's a 10 rounds. He's shown that he can go through the 10 rounds.
When he fights at
Ezra
high level,
Aranyenko
it's going to be a problem for a lot of people.
Was a good opponent to get those rounds in against. So I'm happy that he got the rounds
fact,
in. Do you know
At
what I
high
mean?
level, he's going to look much better.
Ezra disappointed me, man.
What do you
A bit.
mean? He disappointed
He
you?
shut up.
What you let his
Shop a
mouth
bit.
fool you?
He shut up shop a bit.
Yeah,
No, he's just not that good, is he?
Yeah, but obviously, when you're interrupting man's press conference and coming like that.
Yeah, but
You know
that's
what I mean?
the hype. I ain't falling for the hype.
Yeah. The
But-
realization hit him when he got in there, and Ben Whitaker started hitting him to the body, slowed him up, and he started
Yeah.
shutting up shop, looking him around the
Yeah.
side with the right hooks. So he
Yeah.
knew. So Ben made him shut
Correct.
up shop. But that's a prideful guy, Ezra. You can see he's a prideful tribal man. But Ben beat the pride out of him, and so that just shows how good
Frustrated
Ben
him.
is at the end
Yeah,
of the day.
frustrated
So big up Ben for his performance. Some people talk about, oh, you need to knock out. Listen, you
It
can't
would-
knock out
yeah.
everyone.
And it would have been nice.
That's not his
However,
style,
I think the rounds are more
That's
valuable
not his style.
at this point in his
It's
career.
not a knockout. He's not a knockout fighter. Like,
He's not
that's
a
what I'm
knockout
saying. When he
artist,
steps up,
He's
when
got
he steps
decent
up in
sauce, though.
level, and he starts making these knockout fighters look stupid, that's when everyone's going to see what he's on.
Yeah, skills pay the bills.
Exactly, and that's
He'll
good.
pay the bills.
That's him, man.
Yeah, he's just
And,
got
and now he's on the world scene, right?
Yeah,
Because
he
he
is.
picked up at IBF International.
No, man.
WBA.
Yeah, some of my boys
WBA.
who aren't even
Huh?
who don't even watch boxing.
WBA.
No, it's
Some of my
IBF,
boys who
man.
don't even watch boxing, yeah,
WBA.
were messaging about him. Like, they only watched the fight
Who?
yesterday because he was
What about
fighting.
Whitaker?
Yeah, well, that's
Yeah.
it. He's got that. He's
He's
that
got a
guy,
mad
isn't he?
casual audience.
It's mad
Mad
because
casual.
he's
Yeah.
like that YouTuber that hasn't got a YouTube account. That's his level of stardom.
Yeah, he's got
And
a
that
mad
is all
casual
because of his
audience.
but that's his character. That's who he is as a person, and not trying to mold into anything else and just being himself. Do you know what I mean? How many people you got like sheeps in boxing, or people that just got no characters, or they're just dead? Ben Whitaker stands out, and that's why I wish him the best, because he's bringing a bit of himself to the forefront. Do you know what I mean? And we need that. It's refreshing.
For sure.
And that to me, that's just fun. Imagine just walking your opponent back to his corner. Do you imagine how frustrated Ezra must have been from that? It's like, yo, you're taking a fucking piss.
But yeah, let's talk
And he elbowed
about
him as
Riakporhe
well.
some more. Let's talk about Riakporhe some more.
Henry, you got to stop this.
You know what? Henry Cook. Henry.
I don't even want to. Like, it's actually that.
No,
what?
you know what? You know what you do? Yeah.
Couldn't
So
say-
cook, Henry. Cook the food.
It's like, I don't like. Do you know what it is? It's just, it's mad. I was just like, bro, what are you? It's mad, and it's like he had a master plan, which this was it, to fight Chris for a world title, to not fight Lawrence, to not fight Jai, to not do this, to not do that, to do what he done, and then he done that. It's crazy, man.
Well, but you sound like you don't appreciate the plan, though.
I hear the plan.
You said, but I know you hear it, but you sound like you don't appreciate it. Do you feel like Lawrence should have got the fight with Riakporhe earlier?
Yeah, but do you know what? Like, it's actually because it's like towards the end of Lawrence at cruiserweight, it wouldn't have been good for him to fight any cruiserweight. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Because even his fight before Chris, the Australian guy, I forgot his name.
David Light.
Yeah.
Light. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, no, you could like it just because I asked him like, what's up? Like, 'cause you look flat. He's just like, I don't know, just one of those things, innit? But he didn't even know that it's because he was able to make the weight, yeah. And just because you're able to do something, it doesn't mean you should do it.
Yeah,
so
but yeah, because some people are saying that about Richard, that maybe he struggled with the weight, why he looked flat because
I don't want to hear
he hasn't actually made the cruiserweight limit in 2 years.
But do you know the difference between Richard and Lawrence? Yeah, like Lawrence is naturally he's big, like he's big naturally, bones, density. Like if Lawrence was to just be, he'll be big. Do you get what I'm saying? Whereas Richard naturally probably can't get big. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, I think like Richard should stay at cruiserweight or go up to bridgerweight.
But Richard's quite big on guys, you know.
Yeah, but I think he loses a lot at heavyweight because he's not that strong. He's not like.
I don't know.
He looked strong in that tussle.
What with Chris? No, I don't think he did.
No, he looked strong in that cinema tussle.
Okolie.
Oh, that one's.
Okolie said it himself.
What?
Yeah, Okolie felt the strength.
Did he?
Yes.
Yeah, he said himself. He's like, word, boy, I might need to get into the weight room now.
That's the first I've heard that. I don't know, mate.
Because Richard does.
Nah, he looked.
Yeah,
you can see.
The hate is just looking to hate.
Look at that turtleneck though. He was wearing a turtleneck, wasn't he?
The power is
You
undeniable.
wish you could look good in a turtleneck.
Mate, I don't ever want to be wearing a turtleneck ever.
You sound like you're hating. You can't pop his styles.
You know what? But it's good though because it shot.
It's like me hating. It's like me hating.
Away from Angel.
That's like me hating on you because I can't wear muscle top no more.
No, do you know what it is? I don't know what it is with Richard. I don't know. Sometimes I just think that.
Nah, not no more.
I just think he's not focused.
Henry's all coming out now, man.
What, the turtleneck?
Yeah.
Nah, to be fair,
Yeah.
the video.
It's all coming out
talking about turtlenecks.
What? I remember the turtleneck vividly, but Gerdas just said he needs to move away from Angel. It sounds unanimous that Angel
You're killing me.
is a big problem because he watched it on TV, so he would have been hearing the corner work and whatever else. And do you know what's mad? Angel came about by training Ahara Davis, didn't he? Or Chamberlain?
What,
Chamberlain.
Chamberlain.
Well,
how did he come about?
Knowledge, what are you talking about when he first came on the scene?
It was just Chamberlain or Ahara.
He was Chamberlain.
I think it was Chamberlain.
Yeah. And now look, like man jumped ship, tried to do the whole.
Yeah, but you can say the same thing about a couple of them that have like come out of nowhere. It can happen.
Henry, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
I hear it, man, but I think like, some of these guys are just I think some of these guys are just con men, yeah, and then some.
Well, Joshua loved him.
And Fraser ain't doing too bad with him, is he?
No. Don't give. He gets nothing for Fraser's work. Nothing. Because Fraser, what do you call Fraser with a different trainer, whoops, Fabio Wardley.
No, but also Fraser was made by a man like Gary Hale. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm not discrediting anyone before him. I said he hasn't done a bad job with Fraser.
He hasn't done a great job. Like Fraser Clark is an Olympic bronze medalist. Like,
but
you're saying. But why have a different trainer?
Silver.
Fabio Wardley.
Huh?
Why have you had a different trainer? You said he whipped Fabio Wardley.
Because Fabio Wardley is again boxing at his maximum capacity. Do you get what I'm saying? He's rallying
every time.
Exactly.
He's proving us wrong.
No, but that's my point. Whereas like Fraser Clark, it's like, all right, cool. He had a lot of success against Fabio. Like Fabio just had a lot of heart in there. I don't know, like it's just Fraser just literally got in there and just done whatever he done.
I can't. Now, Henry, you seem like you're on a campaign for Angel because that fight.
I don't know the guy. I don't have anything against him.
You don't need to know the guy to be on a campaign.
Henry,
But,
the hate. What don't you understand?
No, but on the real note, that Fabio Wardley fight. What's his name? Fraser's never fought on that kind of level. Bro.
What level?
So how could he be?
What level?
As a pro.
I could say it's past. You could say it's past domestic. You can say that.
Based off what?
Well, the fights he's had.
If Fraser
nice level.
did beat him, he should have beat him. It's just the point and the knockdown why he did beat him.
Yeah,
Fabio's
one more round.
That's the
biggest
only
win.
thing.
Yeah, one more round.
His biggest win is David Adelaide, isn't it?
David
Yeah.
Adelaide. Where we're talking, you can say Melina. You can put Melina in there. But obviously, yeah, he was washed. He was washed, yeah.
But what version
still,
of Melina?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
we're talking about prime fighters. His biggest win's David Adelaide again. What has David Adelaide done? You get what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, all these fights have been domestic, and he beat Gorman.
That's why he's a Brit. So factually, he's British level. Factually,
yeah, he's British level. Yeah,
but what, are you trying to say Fraser's not British level?
I'm saying Fraser should be past British level.
Why?
What? Because of his amateur pedigree?
Yeah, not only his amateur pedigree. What's that tournament that they're boxing in the amateurs? And
WSB.
Not no USEC.
And I've watched
WSB.
I've watched Fraser and Lawrence do 12 rounds 5 years ago. I've watched Adrian Fraser do 15 rounds before Fraser was a pro. Like Fraser's been in the gym. Like cool. Remember Fraser's been on the circuit for 12 years. He's definitely been out. You get what I'm saying?
On the amateur circuit anyway.
Yeah, exactly. But he's been sparring pros. He's been used in camps as main sparring partners. All of these things, like he's been about in it. Like it's just all it is. Him turning pro really should have been fast tracked due to age as well. It's like Joe Joyce.
This is the argument that you can have where it depends on who you're promoted by. Because I would say that if Ben Whittaker and say Fraser Clark were with Matchroom, were with Eddie Hearn, they would have been matched a lot harder earlier, like what he's done with is it Galia fight? Yeah. He's pushed him in straight away. You're in a 10-rounder because of his Olympic pedigree.
Joe Joyce.
When
Joe Joyce turned over.
Yeah. So you're from Frank Warren as well. They match them hard based on their Olympic pedigree. It's like, all right then, well you're not just like a normal boxer. You're kind of like the elite. So then you
like
could
Andy
say,
Cruz.
Yeah. Well, this is what Eddie's known for doing that. Do you know what I mean? Because then what happens? Do you regress as a fighter because you've come out of the Olympics with that pedigree, and then you feel like you're going backwards, and then it takes you longer then to catch up.
No, then you've got guys wasting your time trying to show you how to exercise the perfect left hook.
What's that? Can I guess who is that?
I might have seen a video of them doing salsa in their gym. All of them doing salsa. I don't know.
No, I've seen that. I have seen that.
I know I've seen that.
You're capping that.
Doing salsa.
No. I have seen that. I have seen it. I'm not lying. I've seen that.
Rhythm and bro, allow it, man. Allow it. Get on the heavy bag. Work.
But remember, Richard used to go out to Cuba every year and do like training camps out there. So he's up for the salsa and rumba type stuff. You know what I mean?
Richard is a 6'5" big black guy from South London, bro. Just punch. Don't stop. Just punch hard and punch often.
And he's a better rapper than your brother though.
Hey, October. No, I would say no. I won't lie. Richard had some decent tracks back in the day, but Okolie definitely showed a bit more sauce on the beat.
He's not chatting to Lawrence in this rap thing. What are you even talking about?
No, Henry, chill out. Look,
his thing was different. His thing was grimy.
Yeah, exactly.
It was different.
Can't really talk about his thing. You know what I mean? But your brother.
Come on, man.
I like what your brother's talking about. It's like that's more my lane, you know, like. But
it's different. In the vibe of a whole load of Arabs. It hit different, man.
It does.
It man do a whole lot of damage.
But Richard,
Hey,
Not
trust
really
me.
meaning the
no,
lyrics
Richard can
still.
spit bars
Different.
better than your brother.
Huh?
If you put them on the spot, say start spitting, your brother ain't got coming up with nothing.
Nah,
Yeah, but
no
who
way.
cares?
Lawrence is
So
he's got the
you can
wavy
compose
thing
a good
going on.
track.
Lawrence is wavy
Yeah.
with it, but
Yeah.
Richard has the bars.
Yeah.
Like he's like the New York
October's
rapper.
definitely playing Lawrence in her spare time when no one's listening. You know what I mean? Bumping their heads. She ain't playing no Richard.
No, but
You
Richard
know
had
that.
released the track recently.
What's the bar you
though.
trying to say, Henry?
Classic.
You know that I do mummies.
Hey, him not do this. Him not do this, mommy.
Aye.
Now the track
Listen.
is good, but if you're talking about bar for bar, nah, I'll say Richard is better. But
No,
Lawrence has
I'll be
composed
honest.
good
I hear
music.
you. I'll be honest. But no one in history is ever going to say play that Riakporhe track. But what they will say is, let's listen to some big sauce. You
Nah.
see it? Come on, man.
Nah.
Big facts. Trust me.
But
Yeah,
back
man.
to the boxing. Back to the boxing, people.
Yeah. That's
We're getting
Um,
personal now. We're just getting personal. It's getting petty,
It's
isn't it?
mad,
I
innit?
know. Then
I'll take
Mad.
that.
Yeah,
I'll
people
take
just
that.
backing
I'll
their
take
guys. People go
Yeah.
against people's
It's
guys.
mad.
Slamming people's
elbows.
crushes.
Yeah. It's
So we need to
mad.
stop this now, man.
Look, now we've got to get back to it,
But
though.
let's talk about the
Seriously.
winner for a second, yeah?
Yes.
Why
please,
do you
yes.
think Chris is not looked at how he should? Because he's got a phenomenal record now, yeah? But he's still not looked at. He's still looked at as the most desirable world champion to fight. Why do you think
Because
that is?
people
Undesirable.
feel like they can beat him. He looks very beatable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that would be like, oh, if I was in there,
Yeah.
Yeah.
why is he not doing
But
this?
he's proved that wrong more than once now,
Yeah.
hasn't he?
Against who?
But
Everyone.
what I will say, because it's
Everyone
like,
that he's gone in against,
no,
he's
because,
only
no,
lost to
because you
Rich.
know what I will say?
You keep trying to style Chris. Even on the show, you said something where you said Chris Billam Smith.
Who's trying to stand on Chris?
You.
No. I'm just telling you what people think. I can never stand on another man that goes in the ring.
What you saying?
I can never go.
Facts.
I respect every man that goes through the ring.
What? No.
But
What you saying? Facts.
You're telling me why people. Who asked the question
The
again?
guy is not.
Henry.
There's nothing to him. Yeah. Like, alright, cool. Do you know what? I said yesterday? Yeah.
I can never
You know what I said
stand on
yesterday?
Billam Smith.
And the little feedbacks and whatever that I'm seeing and spoken to. Yeah. You see, like the 2 world title, like when Lawrence won his first world title against Goraki, it was a show-stopping performance, trending. When he boxed in Poland, show-stopping again. It's like even what's his name, Joe Cordino, when he won his world title, overhand right, blow, splattered him. Like there's ways to win a world title. There's ways to defend the world title. Even like there's ways of doing stuff, yeah. But I feel like the way Chris has done it, it's like you'll talk about Lawrence's performance against him, and it'll more be about the weight effect to Lawrence, how bad Lawrence performed. It wasn't aesthetically pleasing for fans to watch. Yesterday's fight, similar thing. Riakporhe looked like a novice. Chris didn't look fantastic.
Similar.
Yeah. Chris didn't look
Riakporhe didn't
fantastic.
go down.
Chris didn't look
That
fantastic.
weren't similar.
Okay, but no, I know what you mean though.
Chris didn't look fantastic. Yeah. Like you're not gonna look at Chris and say, wow, his punch variation, his punch selection was so good. He was boxing so well. He set up all these traps. He was doing he didn't do anything amazing, and Riakporhe just didn't do anything. Full stop.
Yeah, he did.
Sorry,
All
October.
No, he did.
I thought Chris did look good because he
did.
literally out-masterminded anything that Richard would try and do to him.
I don't
He
think
nullified absolutely everything. I saw a really, real good boxing strategy
Look,
from
Patrick
CBS.
just said it was a horrible fight. To be fair, Riakporhe let him down.
Yeah.
Patrick's my guy. Patrick's my guy. But
I get
Patrick's
it,
a casual. Patrick is a casual. But listen, the thing is with
You
Chris,
can't be doing that
Chris,
to man online.
Yeah, that's mental.
Chris.
Chris did
No, let me say
look
something.
good because he made Riakporhe
No,
like
you see Chris
terrible.
Smith. Do you know why people try to why they're not really boosting Chris?
Why?
Because Chris reminds me of that scene what Billy Hoyle said to Sidney Dean in White Men Can't Jump. Chris Billam Smith wants to win first, look good second. Too many people would rather the fighter look good first,
And
win second. You got
So then
win
That's the fans of
first.
the mindsets. That's the fan mindset then. But it's not
the
like that with me.
in public, I'll be honest. It is like, because it's like, let's have it right, yeah? Yesterday, correct me if I'm wrong, guys, the atmosphere was flat. It was not.
Oh no,
It was bad.
I was there, and I was with the people. You
Yeah.
know? Like the fans, like not the bougie guys up front and that, like you guys. But yeah, I was in there with the fans, so I was getting a feel
Okay.
of how the crowd
Keep
was. You know what I mean? And
saying.
it was flat, like literally. And
It-
I was hearing more Billam Smith chants
Same
than
here.
Richard
Same here.
Riakporhe chants.
Same here.
And
Yeah, 'cause-
going back to what you're saying about Billam Smith, the reason people say this is because he looks beatable. And if you're talking about his last opponents, you're talking about Riakporhe, you're talking about Okolie, who else?
that
Masternet.
EXO guy. What's that EXO guy? No, the EXO guy, the one in ice with the left hooks.
Yeah. Down in Bournemouth.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw that.
Hot EXO hard jar, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay,
5
all
round
them opponents.
job.
If you're talking about if you used to get another world level boxer, do you think they wouldn't beat all them opponents, or wouldn't feel like they could beat all them opponents?
Well, yeah, everyone except Lawrence, for sure.
If you
But,
like, all right, I feel like you're just saying that because he's your brother. I understand.
No,
But do you
fact,
feel
no,
like
no,
any
no,
other
fact.
cruiserweight?
Yeah, you're gonna be biased, so.
All them fights, do you think there'll be an easy fight for Ramirez or a hard fight for Ramirez? Just say it.
no, easy. I think, no.
Okay, easy. So when people look at Billam Smith and he's got the world title, it's just like thinking, oh, mate, that's a fight I think I
Let
can
me-
win.
I
It looks
Yeah.
agree. That's my point.
Which is down to
Because Chris
strategy again.
Chris hasn't
no
had
one,
a show-stopping performance yet.
yeah.
Anyone feel like, because it's like, cool. Lawrence activated the rematch clause, didn't happen, whatever. If Chris ever moves up, who knows? But it's like you can see what Riakporhe should have done. You can see what Lawrence should have done.
Thank you. Like,
What people should have done, and it's in their capabilities. It's like Chris is again performing at his maximum,
out
and he's not.
of his
Do you
skin.
get what
I
I'm
need
saying?
to.
Doing?
Is the trainer still in the chat? Because I need to hear from a trainer
Yeah,
on what
cool.
they
Let me jump
thought
off.
of the
Yeah.
game.
Bring a trainer in. Let me jump
Oh,
off.
yeah.
I'm interested to.
Yeah, we can bring Xavier Miller in.
Yeah.
And
Just
then
what
I'll be
I need to
interested
hear
to
from a
have.
trainer.
Is he?
Henry,
Hold
Yo.
on. Is he there?
your
still?
love,
Big up
Let me-
yourself, October, man.
your love.
Uh,
I might be live later on YouTube with Savage Dan anyway. So
I had a conversation with Savage Dan as well.
what's he saying? Oh, you can't say it.
Yeah, he'll listen. He'll say it on his live.
Xavier,
But yeah.
send a request in again, please.
Shouts out you lot, Fight Fan TV,
Yeah.
October
Oh,
Red,
no
big
problem.
up yourselves.
Always love Henry.
Come on, man. Big
Oh,
up
Clifton.
yourself.
I love
Clifton can come in as well, actually, as well.
Make Clifton jump on as well, please.
Hold on.
I beg.
Let me.
Whoever's ready.
I need
One sec.
I need Clifton. 100% Clifton. Clifton was there as
you
well.
might, because I might get both of them on, but it only allows 4. Wait, all right. Let's get.
Yeah, what are you gonna get both of them? Because I need to go to church anyway. So
Yeah. I'll get both of them on. All right.
Okay,
If you jump out, I'll get them on.
See you later, Lex.
See you later, man.
I'll see you later. I'm gonna shout at you later in October. Right, bye.
All right. So that's Clifton invited, and
I need to hear from a trainer's perspective.
we're gonna get
this
2 on at the same time.
because they're the one. They're the experts.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, what I can see a ceiling. Xavier!
Oh, Red, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
One of my little favourites, you know. What's going on?
Oh, good to see you, man. Xavier.
Yeah.
Come talk to us, man. I need the. We're trying to get Clifton Mitchell on as well, yeah?
Okay.
But I need.
Good. Okay.
Henry, yes, Henry, I know you're an expert, but it's the trainers. I need to listen to the trainers, man. They know what I go on.
Yeah, he's coming. He's coming.
So this is important.
Which
because I'm baffled.
Which fight are you talking about?
The headline. We can speak about every fight, but I want to speak about the headline because obviously I've got biased intentions on that, innit?
But as a trainer, we can talk about all of them. But yeah, let's go with the headline first because that is the hot topic.
Clifton?
Yeah, I got a chance to watch it.
A request.
Yeah, obviously the same as you guys, just very disappointed. I think as boxing fans, you know, we see certain things, we know how it looks, but we expect something different. A lot of what was going on last night, I was there for their first fight at York Hall, and I actually had the privilege of watching Richard sparring, and his sparring, he is, when I say it's very, very smooth, he's brilliant at controlling range. He's very good at making you walk onto that right hand. Uppercuts, his body work in that sparring was unbelievable. He had guys that were actually coming straight towards him. He's like, in sparring, he looks like he knows how to deal with pressure. But when I saw the sparring, and then when I went to go watch the fight, and this is close to when I first met Dillian. I've known Dean for a long time, but first time I got involved, early stages with Mark Tibbs and them and Dillian. So I was watching the sparring because I brought another guy down there, and I was actually shocked because I actually never seen Richard box before. I was like, I've heard of him. I remember him from the amateurs, but he looked like almost like an American fighter in there when he was sparring. He just looks technically so good. But then maybe about 3 weeks later, I went to go and watch the fight, and I'm like, this is not what I saw. And I think it's the same with Lawrence as well. These guys have got the kind of build and stature where they should be able to control range pretty easily because they've got a threat. When you've got a threat of a right hand like that, guys are not supposed to just walk in on you. But they seem to they fall into the holding and the wrestling, and everybody's built different. Some guys are built to deal with the wrestling for a whole fight. Some guys are not. And it seems that Chris is better at better controlling his energy levels in a fight like that compared to the other guys. And it was just shocking. I mean, it's a really big opportunity. I think we have to give Chris Billam a lot of respect now because he keeps beating good fighters back to back to back. It'd be interesting to see what he looks like out of the UK against some of the other guys, because obviously these guys are a higher level. I'm not to knock what we've got in the UK, but obviously, I was very lucky. I had my trainer was a coach in America, so that's where that Midwest style come from. But the difference between the training out in America and here is so different. And if you listen to a Kell Brook interview after he fought Crawford, he states it clearly. He said he could feel the education when he was in the Spence fight and when he was in the Crawford fight. It's just different levels with the amateurs. They've got so many different levels to me in amateur boxing in America compared to over here. And the guys tend to start a lot earlier. It's just, honestly, I was really disappointed for Richard. I really wanted him to, it's really his moment in front of his people. But I think after the end of the first round, I said to my son, he's going to have a difficult time here because he's already given up his height too early. He's already getting involved in clinches too early. And, Shane McGuigan is obviously, again, people shouldn't take it the wrong way. The lineage. Your dad's Barry McGuigan. You've been born into boxing. Okay. So he started at a good space. I've been in the camp. I've been in the gym with both of them. And Barry has you can tell when someone's got a larger than life character. He has a massive influence on what happens in that gym. When I was there, I took guys sparring. Barry will give you little tips here and there. So Shane's got good grounding. He's a good technical coach. It's not about what these guys keep going about. Oh, you see someone doing pads, he must be a good coach. That is probably the last thing you should be worried about. It's can you create a game plan to take away what the other guys got? And Shane has got a good relationship with Chris, and they seem to have a chemistry that really, really works. Really works for them. It might not look pleasing on the eye, but it works for them. It's a bit like Mark Tibbs and Dillian. For some reason, those two, it just works. That's how it is with some guys. And I can hear. I've been listening to you guys for a little while because I've been sitting here with my son, and I can hear that you're both very disappointed. But when you get in there, sometimes it just feels and looks a bit different. Xavier, that's all I can say.
All right, we've got it. Can you explain to me then, from a trainer's point of view, what the hell Richard was doing in there?
I think the plan was early. He came out and he was landing the jab very easily.
Yes.
The problem is that some fighters find it very difficult to maintain a game plan throughout a whole fight. You could see that is the way to beat Chris, is to keep him at that range. Richard, you've got a better jab. Okolie, you've got a better jab. But you guys don't keep it at a distance that will benefit you. You know, it's almost like you're inviting this physical fight. And I've always said to the boxers in my gym, there's nothing wrong with holding. But if you excessively hold, it takes more out of you than moving around. You know, some of my guys, they like to stand there and fight too long. You put the fire out, you hold the guy, but you don't wrestle with him until it depletes and takes your energy away. You know, the easiest way to explain it is, you know, you've got an energy bar that starts way up here. And as the fight goes on, you know, it slowly depletes. And if you start getting involved in wrestling, then your punches don't have the same snap. You know, the reason why Shakur and these kind of guys are so good is because they're so good at controlling the distance and controlling their energy levels. A lot of guys don't understand that. And that's why I always say with boxing, it's better to start boxing in single digits. It's better to start very early, because you coming from the changing room and walking into that ring 200-300 times in the amateurs is going to make a difference to someone who started boxing late. A lot of people don't like to hear it, but the reason why the guys are at the top of the sport right now is because either how early they started boxing or how many amateur fights they've had. It does matter. It matters. Look at Better BF, Triple G. People like to knock Broner. Broner had 300 odd amateur fights. You wonder why he's a 4-weight world champion. It's not because you have to be realistic. When you're coming up against these kind of elite guys, or a guy that is has been groomed better than you, you know, sometimes your hard work will give you a chance, and it becomes, and you can level things up. But in all honesty, when the fight starts, the guy with that kind of extensive amateur career is supposed to win. This is the reason why you get kids into sports early. You know, look at tennis. Look how early those sisters started, how early the dad got them involved in sport. With boxing, look how early Floyd and those guys are involved in boxing. You know, it does matter. Any sport, the early you start, if you've got a kid and you want them to get involved in any sport, get them to start early. When they get to 15, 16 years old, they already have like a 10-year advance gap on you. You know, someone who started boxing at like 6, 7 years old, exactly. You get them to start early. By the time they enter nationals, they've already won junior titles. They've already been there and done it. They're at a different level. You know, it does matter.
So what? All right then. So, all right, 2-3 rounds gone, and you see in that obviously CBS is starting to pick up momentum. Richard's walking back to your corner. What are you telling him? What are you reading from CBS? And you're going to say to Riakporhe, okay, he's doing this. We're going to start to do this. What would that advice have been from you?
You've got to go back and control range, because you're not. Yeah, because once you start getting the physical fight, there's nothing wrong with getting in there. But if it's not working and you're coming off second best, you need to do something different. I think Richard boxing at a range, you know, like what he was doing with Juma, you know, keeping Juma at that range, you know, was very, very effective. You know how good this guy is when he gets close to you. He's a tough man. He doesn't mind taking one to give 3 or 4. He doesn't mind. Chris doesn't mind. He doesn't mind getting involved in tussling. So if that's the case, and you've had a whole training camp, and that's how you should have approached your training camp, then when the fight starts, it's important that the corner reminds you to go back to the game plan. It's very, very important to go back to the game plan.
So when you're reminding your fighter to go back to the game plan, and they're not listening, what
lost them.
What do you do then? Oh, okay.
You've lost them, because you remember you spent 10 to 12 weeks. You're in the gym every single day. Your sparring normally lasts like 6 to 8 weeks. It's repetition. You guys are doing the same thing over and over again. You bring in different sparring partners to get a different look, so you can get as close to fight night as possible. But you see, once the boxer decided that they're going to do it the way they want to do it, it's very hard to bring them back. But it's a lot easier if you and that boxer have been together for a very long period of time, because there's a bond and a trust there. So when things are going wrong, you can say to them, listen, we've been here. Let's try plan B. Let's try plan C. You can do that. Like someone like you said, because I've had him since he was 15, it's very easy for me to get a reaction out of him in mid-fight. Very easy, because the trust is there. Whereas if you get someone that you haven't really had a long period of time with, and you get into a crisis, it don't really work like that. It's like, obviously, you've all got friends, you've all got family. There's ones that you go to that you know you can tell them certain things because you trust them. Other people, you won't do that because you don't know what they're going to do with that information. It's the same with a boxer. You know, that time the coach and the boxer spends together is very, very important. And it's very important to bring the best sparring possible. A lot of guys don't like hard sparring But if you don't bring good sparring or world-class sparring, you can't improve. You know,
So,
as soon as even when Youssef was about to turn pro, he was 18. He was 19 years old. We knew the year after he was about to turn pro. I took him to Matchroom. He sparred Martin J. Ward. He sparred Joe Cordina. He sparred Ricky Burns. I put him in with all these guys. I said to him, if this is what you really want to do, this is the levels that you've got to get in the ring with. You've got to get in with guys that are at this stage that are better than you. Because then when you get in on a big stage, you don't look out of it. You know what I mean? You don't look out of it. You've been there before. You know, it gives you confidence as a boxer to know, right, I sparred at this level. You know, it's
but do you think?
honestly, in mid-fight, if you can't bring that fighter back and remind them that we need to go to a different game plan, believe me, the pattern of the rounds will be the same. And that was the problem in Richard's fight. I'm watching it thinking, I'm sure Richard knows what he needs to do, but for some reason, he can't seem to change it. He can't, and it's very, very frustrating because you know, like I said, because I watched him spar, I know what he can do. You know, I don't know Richard like that. It was the first time I'd seen him.
Well, all right then. So would you say, and like I said, I'm not going to take absolutely nothing away from CBS. I've given him his flowers. I said that he outboxed him. He nullified absolutely everything Richard tried to do, even though that seemed quite minimal. Now I'm going to go on the human basis side. Was Richard overwhelmed by the occasion and the pressure? Because I'm just trying to fathom, was he too nervous in there? Because he wasn't listening. And it's not like he wasn't listening and going out there and being wild and doing something. He wasn't listening and not doing anything. He was just literally crunched up forward, trying to push off CB. There was nothing. So what was that then? Was that nerves? What was that?
If I hadn't seen him in their first fight, I would have said maybe. But it seemed to fall into a very similar pattern. That fight was very close. That first fight was
the
close,
first fight,
really close. And it looked like Richard was going to pull away, to be honest with you, because early in the rounds, he looked like he was doing what he needed to do. But then he got involved in a close confrontation, which wasn't beneficial to him. And then Chris started picking up some rounds. So it's like I've seen the fight before. And again, we're expected to see something different. This is why, like throughout history, a lot of times, you see the first fight, normally the second fight will go a similar way, but end even quicker. Because, you know, it's I don't know what it is. These two, there's something familiar with the two of them. It's almost like Chris knew how to deal with Richard, and once he knew how to deal with him, he just continued doing what he was doing. So I would say that I would say that Shane and Chris had a better game plan. That's what I would say. I would say they had a better camp because maybe it looked like they were able to take away what Richard was good at, whereas Richard wasn't doing the same, was he, with Chris? Chris was kind of doing what he wanted to do in there. I mean, at one point he was even landing check hooks, and I don't know Chris for that.
He was shoulder rolling.
Like he was
Chris was
freestyling.
Shoulder rolling. He check hooked Richard in the 8th, and Richard was gone. He was on the turnbuckle. Kind of like I looked at his
I couldn't see that.
Yeah, he
was he out of it?
Gone. He was gone.
Wow. I just thought it was a good shot. I didn't know he was gone. I just thought.
No, he was.
I couldn't see that because
that's why he was there, like on the thing for a while, and even when he turned around, he was like, he's gone. Yeah, the check because it caught him like behind that here, caught him here.
But don't forget, guys. You know, listen, it's you know, it took. How many times did George Groves have to keep coming back until he eventually won a world title? You know, it doesn't. If you don't get it the first time, it doesn't necessarily mean okay, well, I'm not going to ever get there. I'll just quit. It took Frank Bruno 3 or 4 times before he eventually won. There you go. You see, you've got to get back in the gym, make a couple of changes. I always say, the first thing people say is get rid of the trainer. To me, if you have got good chemistry with that trainer, I would say just expand on the team and bring somebody else in. You know, I think that's one of the most sensible things you can do is maybe bring someone who's been at that level maybe a bit longer. You know, but again, it might just be the boxer. It might just be the boxer. You know, a lot of people talk very highly of Angel. You know, a lot of people, and And he's been with quite a few good boxers. If he weren't good, then why would these guys be having him around? Like there must be something about him that he does in camp that they like. Okay, then let's just add to it. Then let's just add to it.
So Xavier, I see Gunman Boxing is saying Richard doesn't have the skill set. He's stiff like Frank Bruno, stiffer than an ironing board. Do you feel that that's the case?
I don't believe that at all. I think Richard definitely has the skill set. I mean,
Yeah,
when he was popping that jab, he was knocking Chris back the head back quite easily. He has what it takes. I think my main disappointment in that fight is, you know, I used to watch a lot of Eddie Futch and Emmanuel Stewart. That's a lot of what I do in the corner. I took from watching those guys because I liked how they approach the fighters in the corner. You know, there was never a panic, and when they did need to raise, you know, to get the fighter to do something different, you know, the tone of their voice would change, but not in a way where it was out of control. I liked Georgie Benton for that. I liked the Duvas for that. You know, more recent times, I like Buddy McGirt for that. You know, but it just depends. You know, boxers got to react to it. You know, Richard, I think, can get there. I think he'll take a lot from this. He needs to go back and obviously watch the fight and realize that that's not the distance that I should be boxing. You know, it's safer for me to be at a range. But you know something? You have to give Chris a lot of respect because there's some similarities between Richard and Okolie, and he's managed to find a way to deal with both of them. So it's obviously something that he's doing. You know, it's like Aaron Barkley and Thomas Hearns. It's like Aaron Barkley, he always found a way to beat Tommy Hearns. Tommy Hearns was like Rolls Royce boxing. Like if you wanted to learn how to jab and kick guys long range, you go and watch Thomas Hearns. But you see, Barkley seemed to find a way. You know, he knocked him out in the first fight and then beat him on points in the second fight. It's just sometimes you just can't get to grips with that style. Like you might be doing in the gym, but then fight night, like you just don't have an answer. You know, it just happens in boxing sometimes.
It's like Vernon Forrest with Shane Mosley. Vernon Forrest,
Forrest.
Yeah, always had his number.
I did a madness watching that rematch. I actually ran from my house to my dad's house because I didn't have the cable at the time, because I was thinking, yeah, you know, Shane will definitely get the better of him this time. And if you're watching the fight, and it was one of the worst fights I've seen for a long time, but Shane just could not deal with the style of Vernon Forrest. Oh. It's like De La Hoya just cannot deal with the style of Sugar Shane Mosley. It happens. It happens.
And Roy Jones just can't deal with the style of Antonio Tarver.
It wasn't just the weight, because you saw, you know, in the rematch, you know, he'd have time. He had time really to. You could understand the first fight because he came a heavyweight all the way down, but the second fight didn't happen for a little while. So his body did get used to being back at that weight again, but he just still couldn't. He just couldn't deal with Tarver.
And Tarver beat him in the amateurs as well, just like Vernon Forrest beat Shane in the amateurs. So they always had their number from Utes.
And Mosley beat De La Hoya in the amateurs.
Yeah. So you see,
it happens. It happens in boxing, but obviously it's just frustrating for us because sometimes everyone has like their favorite fighters, and then you start to view your favorite fighter a bit differently. When really, when you peel the layers back, you've seen this happen before. You've seen this happen before. You know, they just can't make an adjustment. You know, it's like we want every fighter to be a world class or elite, but there's only a handful of elite guys, and there's a reason why they're there. It's because they're able to make adjustments on the fly. They're able to take in information. Like it's like I spent years and years, about 16, 17 years in education, and it's not to come across as being cruel, but honestly, like I had me and Nick had a lot of teachers, qualified teachers, but they weren't intelligent. They were just good at controlling kids, but they weren't intelligent. Some of the kids were more intelligent than them. Like some people just cannot take in the information and then, you know, perform on the night. It's just not for everybody.
Zab, I'm going to have to jump off because my phone battery is literally going to die anyway.
Well, we'll definitely catch up soon, Red.
Yeah, and it's really, really good to see you. Fight fan, thank you for having me on, Danny. Hopefully, I'll be live later on with Savage on YouTube anyway, to see what mischief I can cause over there. But yeah, listen, happy Father's Day to you both. Lots of love. Big up the chat, except for Henry. And I'll see you later.
No, hold on. Let me do the outro with all us because I was going to get Clifton, but I don't think it is. But plus, I need to attend my Father's Day duties.
Father's Day
So we're
duties,
going to
yeah.
over and out it. It's Danny Glover, October Red, with Xavier Miller, and we've also had Henry Okolie on
Henry the
and Big
Head.
Lex. It's Fight Fan TV. And remember, guys, persistence beats resistance. You know where it is.
Take care. See you soon.